And welcome back to What If. And today's What If is a quick one-shot What If. What if Goku, this comes to us from Mason Long, and I think you're the only one who gave me this. Goku, sorry, different training. What if Goku had done the Saitama, trained like Saitama? So, if you don't watch One Punch Man or read One Punch Man, Saitama essentially did a training regimen for himself where it was 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Which is pretty much Ian Jenna says that's just a standard training regimen. It's like, well, that's all I did. Plus, like the whole straight like endurance training, things along those lines, like not sleeping with air conditioning or anything along those lines. But in One Punch Man, he ended up breaking his limiter, which basically means he doesn't actually have a limit, which is the joke of One Punch Man. So the question is, what happens if Goku had done Saitama's training? Well, you're asking about the training. You're not asking if Goku had broken his limiter. If Goku had broken his limiter, then in theory, he would be the Saitama of his series. He's not the Saitama of his series because Goku can get beaten badly. Saitama is a hilarious character, but he's a character that is not designed to lose within the context of his own universe. Goku, however, can lose within the context of his own universe. But if he broke his limiter, he would essentially become the Saitama. Beers would not win. Whis could not win. No one could beat Goku at that point. It would just be, complete utter smackdowns. And Goku would lose all his hair. And he'd have no point or use for Super Saiyan anymore. So, but you didn't ask about the limiter. You asked what if Goku basically did Saitama's training. There we go. And I'll be frank, even no matter where you put Goku in the time period doing this training, it doesn't change a thing. It absolutely doesn't change a thing. Because let's assume that we start at the very beginning of Dragon Ball. Let's, before we even meet Goku, this is what Goku's been doing. Even Kid Goku, while this would be an impressive feat for Kid Goku to pull off, and he might grow a little quicker and stronger, a little faster, it wouldn't be to an extent that would drastically or even minorly impact the series at all. All the opponents he would still face, and they'd still have the same result. Honestly, the stuff he did with Roshi pretty much trumps everything he did with this training regimen. Really, once you get to Roshi and that training, all the training Roshi does with him is nothing. This is nothing compared to that. And even if you go into GBZ, Dragon Ball Super, GT, any of those forms, or any of those series, doesn't matter. In one episode, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Goku did 1 trillion sit-ups within the span of only a few minutes. This would be literally nothing to Goku. This wouldn't even be a warm-up. So the question is that what if Goku did Saitama's training? The correct answer to that, though, is nothing would change. Nothing would change. Now, if you were to ask again the question, what if Goku broke his limiter? That's a completely different scenario. But you didn't ask about that. You asked about the training that Saitama did to become Saitama. In the series, remind you, it's a joke that he broke his limiter, so he has no limit. He's One Punch Man because he beats everyone in one punch because he's that strong. Not even gods can face against him. Well, he hasn't actually officially fought a god yet. He fought Lord Boros, who was like a galactic emperor, kind of a Frieza-esque being, if you will. But a Frieza-esque being just looking for a good fight. So ultimately, he hasn't fought anyone of godly status, but everyone he's fought, he's defeated in either one punch or he's holding back and he takes a couple punches. Boros, I think, was the most challenging opponent he ever had to fight. And even then, he beat him with ease. So take that for what it's worth. But that's what if Goku did Saitama's training. Honestly, nothing would really come of that. Maybe he'd be a little stronger in the very early beginning of the series, but that's about it. And then things would just go as they normally would. He wouldn't be, even if he was consistently a little stronger than he was in the canon, a little stronger, let's say, going from 4, because I believe Goku's power was 423 versus Piccolo. No, it was 418 versus or 416 versus Piccolo's 412. Goku was barely stronger than Piccolo. He was. Even if we rounded all the way up to 450, that kind of power increase doesn't really matter at this point. But that's my thoughts on that. What do you think? Do you think it actually would do anything? Given, again, we're not talking about if Goku broke his limiter like Saitama did. The training he did broke his limiter. But anyone else who has done that training, like even Genesis, says that's just normal training. That doesn't make any sense. Normally speaking, that wouldn't do what it did to Saitama, to anyone else. But for some reason, it did break Saitama's limiter. We're not talking about if Goku broke his limiter. We're just talking about the training. So what do you think would happen if Goku did Saitama's training, not having his limiter broken? But let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superior Magic, What If, anything you do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. By the by, I'm not going to... If it gets brought up again, I will respond in the comments. But someone brought up something about not being able to hear me. I'm not going to say who it is. I never name it. I never call out names or anything like that. That's not that's not cool of anyone to do. But someone did bring up that, and I'm going to just get the comment up here right now. Just, again, not calling out the name, but calling out the comment, because it's not the first time this has come up from this person. That's why I want, and I think I've had one or two other people bring it up, maybe not in this form, or this style of bringing it up, but they have brought up the issue about the quality of the video I do, or the videos I do, and specifically about not being able to hear me. Where is that comment? It should be down here somewhere. One second. Where are you? It had something to do with the volume. And where are you? I know the person's name, so I should be able to find it. Now I'm just stalling. Now I'm just stalling. That is what I'm doing right now. Oh, now I'm just stalling. Now I'm just stalling. Well, wow. I think I missed him. Where'd you go? What? I know who it was. Where is the comment? There it is. I said record and use the mic. I can't hear you properly. Use a mic and use software and record. So I'm going to assume you meant that as a constructive criticism, because I'll be honest, that came off a little rude. Not that I'm insulted or anything, but that came off like you were making a demand, and that's not cool to do with people, especially if you're someone who tries to enjoy the comment, trying to enjoy someone's content. By the by, if you're having problems hearing me, check the stuff on your end, because generally speaking, the majority of people seem to be able to hear what I say just fine. So maybe check the stuff on your end. As far as the video software stuff goes, well, I do have that, and we'll be using it for the next video I do. At the moment, I don't see the justification in changing the format of the what if and the who would win, which would be the two I'd change over to that style. Because there's nothing really about the what if that makes sense to change over to that style. I could have just an image on screen and I'd still be talking. So I don't have editing capabilities really that much on this. So really, you're just going to be hearing me talking regardless. So it wouldn't make sense. As for the who would win, I can see making a little bit more sense, at least having the two combatants on the screen while I'm talking. So that one I may change at some point to, in fact, maybe tomorrow I'll actually give who would win, because who would win I do tomorrow. I might give who would win a shot tomorrow doing it in that format. But, so just so you know, if you can't hear me, I would check the stuff on your end, because generally speaking, it seems that the majority of people who, even if they comment on the fact that they're not, they don't like the quality of the video I do, they seem to be able to hear me. So if you can't hear me, check stuff on your end. But that said, try not to make demands of people, because maybe you weren't making a demand. Maybe you were just trying to give constructive criticism, but it came off like a demand, like, I told you to do this. You should be listening to me. That's how it came off as. And I'm going to tell you right now, if anyone wants to try to make demands of it, there's a difference between requesting constructive criticism and demands. A constructive criticism and requesting, where do you think the majority of my content comes from? It's requests. But a constructive criticism, that's fine. There's only so much I can do with a constructive criticism if I don't have the ability to act on that criticism. If I can't actually, like if someone's like, you need to edit and do this and this and this, if I'm actually incapable of doing that constructive criticism, I can only take the constructive criticism and try to mold what I can from that with what I have. But if you're going to be someone who tries to make a legitimate demand of me, you might as well just unsub right now, because I ain't listening to you if you're going to make a demand of me. So just pointing it out there. If you have a constructive criticism, that's cool. That's fine. If you have ideas, absolutely. But just try to be cool about it. Just don't come off as a dick. And I'm not saying you were being one. I'm just saying, or you were trying to be one. I'm just saying that's how that came off. A little bit anyway. But look, I know I actually have suggestions from this person too. Even if you were to unsubscribe, here's the thing. Here's how cool I am. Even if you were to unsub from me, I would still do the suggestions. So, just throwing that out there. I digress. It's just something that came up, and I'm like, it didn't bother me in the sense that I felt attacked or hurt. It more bothered me in the sense that, dude, that came off really rude. It's like, you can't make demands of people, right? Anyway, I digress. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I do have another video to do. It's my Lantern Corps video, so keep your eyes up for that. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later.